mission is to inspire you to be the best you that you can be. Failure does not exist in a positive mind. Stay optimistic.
Greetings and peace be unto you. This is the Inspiration Show, episode 35, entitled Obtaining a Federal Correctional or Federal Law Enforcement Employment. Okay, well, this actually hit me in the head not long ago because I figured there's people out there that are in the dark about trying to get employed as law enforcement, be it federal or city or state. A lot of the same things apply. A lot of the same situations apply when in regard to applying for these positions. Now, from experience, I don't know what the state procedure is, but I can tell you I know what the city's procedure is and I know what the federal procedure is. So basically, the state is in between. Point blank is most likely the same exact situation. But there is one thing that differs. I'll get to that. I'm trying to make this very short as I can. When you apply for the city, you need to take a multiple choice exam. I don't remember the amount of questions it is on there, but I'll just say 120 maybe. It might be more, but I believe about 120. But that's multiple choice, and it's going to deal with situations pertaining to that position. Now, of course, you're not going to know the right answer in certain situations, quote unquote, but the best way to get over that would be think of yourself in that position in order as yourself. Think of yourself in that position as it pertains to the position when they ask you a certain question. Like, for instance, this is, of course, I can't give you information as far as what, I can't tell you what the answers and questions are on any of these tests because that would be violation. But I'll tell you, give you an example. If you were a school crossing guard and the question was, do I cross children across the light on a red light? Well, actually, no, I'll make it a little, on a green light. Would I cross children across the street on a green light? Of course, the obvious answer would be no, right? Because cars are coming and all this stuff. Now, it's going to be pretty much cut and dry like that. But the main thing is to think of yourself situationally or situation-like as the person or the officer, the school crossing guard, whatever the case, however the question pertains to you, you are the person they're talking about in the situation. So own that and then decide on your answer. Now that pertains to all of them, all different jobs, federal, state, or city, correction, or law enforcement. Now, other than that, be prepared to spend at least 4 hours in any of these things. Maybe less. I don't think it'll be more, but 4 hours definitely. Like I said, well, they would sit down, go to federal. The city is, you gotta take your test, which is you gotta pay for your test, and then I think you get an assessment after that, another type of assessment type test. And once you pass the regular city test and they call you, go down. If they tell you to come to orientation, pretty much point blank, you're in. But keep in mind, you got to do your background, fingerprinting, and all that stuff like that. All paid for by the city. Now, if when it pertains to getting your uniforms and all that stuff, that comes out of your pocket. So prepare to have about maybe, I don't know, $2,000 maybe to the side for your uniform and stuff like that. But that's further into the future. You don't have to worry about that right away, just going in. The state, I don't know how they function with that one. but most likely it's the same thing. You probably got to pay for uniforms, whatever like that. You got to take a test for the state as well. For the federal, there isn't a test, but there's an assessment test, which is 60 questions, situational, job-related questions. I wouldn't say there isn't a wrong or right answer, but there's an obvious answer and there's a less obvious answer. So if you see a blue car, the car is either blue or it's red, right? Okay, so that's point blank with that. And another key thing, and this applies to all of them, federal, state, or city. If your credit isn't in order and you owe a lot of people, you got to be working on it. So they're going to run your credit report. I don't know about the city and the state. But I can tell you for sure the feds are going to run, they're going to run your credit report. And if you go out there and try to be like, oh, I don't know, a lie or something, they got the paperwork right there in front of them. So enter at your own risk on that one. Be truthful, and that's all across the board. Be truthful with everything. Don't go out there lying. If you go out there lying, then why take the job anyway? They're not looking to hire a liar. And that rhymes. So go there 100%, 110% honest. If you owe it, you owe it. Let them know, put it on the paper, because they're going to have you fill out a paperwork that says, you know, you're delinquent or accounts you owe or whatever like that, past due accounts. Be truthful, put all that stuff down. And then when they run the credit report, you know, let them know, I'm working on this right here. I'm in contact with this company. I'm trying to do whatever, you know, to work this thing out. Contact the companies, maybe if not paying off everything right there, get the company say, listen, can we work something out? Give me a letter just to say that we have a relationship established and that we're trying to work this out. Now, if you're not trying to work it out, then there might be another issue. I don't know. Another key thing. You don't have to pay off all of your debt. They just want to see that you're working to clear it. Once they see that, then you're good to go. Keep in mind now, this is the federal, state, and city. These guys can get all up in your records anyway, as well as pretty much sacrifice your bank account to these companies. So you better be on point with everything. You know, I suggest try to pay off as much stuff as you can before you even go this route, so then you don't have to worry about all that stuff later on, because it's going to be a burden. When I worked for the city at one point, I had a couple of things, and I had my school loan, and that was kind of like, you know, weighing down on me, because now all the money I'm getting coming in, I got to throw it to them. I'm not even beginning to really glean from my money because I'm paying these guys off every couple of weeks or whatever like that. So you want to try to pay off as much stuff as you can prior to even applying for these positions, if possible. If not, then at least get a working relationship with them and let them know that, listen, I'm trying to work this out, and you know, hell, even tell them you're trying to get a federal or state city job, and that can they bear with you till, you know, money starts coming in or whatever like that, and you'll give them more payments or whatever like that, you know. Now, keep in mind, these companies are going to try to get you to do crazy stuff like borrow money. I've had one time, I had car note, the car note people told me could I borrow the money from one of my relatives or my friends? And I'm like, if I could do that, then I wouldn't be in this problem, I guess. But anyways, you're going to rob Peter to pay Paul. No, I don't suggest that, because I'm not going to borrow money to pay them off, because their whole thing is they want to get their bill paid. You know, they're just like some kind of like gangsters or whatever. They are like gangsters. They move like legal gangsters, these companies. So don't get involved in borrowing money from other people just to pay them off. Try to work something out with them. Also, all three involved, city, state, federal, corrections, and law enforcement, involve some sort of agility test. I think you could probably look up online and see just what those agility tests involve. I'm not sure on that, but kind of basic stuff. Get in shape. If you're not in shape, get in shape before you even start applying for all this stuff. So that way, by the time you take these agility tests, you're straight already. You know. And pretty much that's about it. I mean, everything, if you have no criminal record and not a drug user or a severe alcoholic, you already tackled about a third to a half of the way. You know, and if you have great credit on top of all that, you've conquered everything. You're just pretty much waiting on them. And that's the position you want to be in. You want to be in a position where you're waiting for them to contact you to move to the next step. The academies vary as far as city, state, and federal. But either way, it doesn't matter. If it's 15 weeks or 3 weeks, you get paid. I know that for all three. For federal, state, and city, you get paid while you're there in the academy. And I think I covered just about everything. I hope that sets you up to apply for federal, city, or state law enforcement. And if you have any questions, I'm gonna have my email here, or you can hit me in the comments. That's about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You can share as well. Sometimes I always forget to say share for some reason. I don't know why, but I do have it in my little picture there that's going to see in the video at the end of the video. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share. I hope that I help somebody who will help somebody who will help somebody get that job they need. And I'll see you next week.